Oh, yeah, there's going to be sports, that's for sure. Yep, there's going to be sports. Yeah, buddy. We got a lot of sports to get to. We better get to doing it. A whole bunch of sports. Yep, that's what we got going on. Bunch of sports. A lot of it. Oh, man. It's literally dripping. It's oozing from every pore in my body. Sports. You can smell the sports in here. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting some sports. Speaking of swinging a dead cat, I gotta tell you, sad day this weekend when I learned that Jerry Jeff Walker had passed on. That's a sad day. Dolores Colbert here, she knows all about Jerry Jeff Walker. She sure does. You know, it's just it's a sad thing. She was born in Oklahoma. His mom's name was Betty Lou Thelma Liz. He's not responsible for what he's doing, 'cause his mama raised the big boy that he is. And it's up against the wall, redneck mother. Mother who has raised his son so well. He's 34 and drinking in a honky-tonk. Kicking hippies' asses and raising hell. Yeah. Sure does like his Lone Star beer. Likes to drink himself that wild turkey liquor. Yeah, old Jerry Jeff. Gone but never forgotten, I tell you what. I tell you what. A lot of sports. Oh, man, we got we got more sports than you can, yeah, swing a dead cat and you're going to hit some sports in here. I think that's about all we're going to. I got a couple more. Then we'll do the Twitter posting. Then we'll do the show. Morty Vickers here. I'll get to some comments here in just a second. Soon as I can. About as soon as I can. Oh, come on now. Don't be that way. About as soon as I can. Just as soon as I humanly possibly can. I tell you. I listened to so much Jerry Jeff Walker this week. I'm going to listen to Jerry Jeff for all week. I'm not listening to anything else. I refuse to listen to any music this week. Well, maybe a little Ray Wiley Hubbard, but mostly going to be Jerry Jeff Walker. It's going to be all Jerry Jeffed out around here. Let's do our Twitter posting real fast. If you got a tweet you want me to hashtag for you, let me know, and we'll do it for you. I would have played some Jerry Jeff, but they'd shut me down. You know, and that's what they do. Sports talk, NFL, MNF. Let's see here. Let's just go ahead and do that. And MLS, and then UFC. What else we got in this darn place here? Let's see. Steve Goodman, also R.I.P. Jerry Jeff loved doing concerts in Santa Cruz with Frank Zappa. Always a hoot. Oh, yeah. Open a window, Tom. Smells like jockstraps in here. Already posted dedications. Well, I'm going to go ahead and tweet. 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 There we go. Oh, yeah. All right. We got Morty Vicker in here. We got Dolores Colbert in here. That means it's a party. Ain't no party like a Tom Gulley's Unnecessary sports show party. Come on, man. Don't blur me out like that. I got to get all Diana Ross when that happens. I got to go, stop in the name of love. All right, why don't we get this sucker cranking? How about that? Who's in favor of that other than me? Don't answer that. Let's do it.
Tom was a white male. Always invited to the cookout.
Always.
But he spit straight hot fire. Okay? You said who is the best commentator on Facebook Live? Tom.
Because he spit hot fire.
Because he spit hot fire.
Yo, he even got the last name. And let me tell you this too. Tom potato salad good.
No raisins.
It ain't bland. No raisins. No raisins.
I don't care who owned the Chiefs. I hate it here. Make me sick. My allergy. Puke every time. Blah, like that. Puke.
You're a goalie. You're supposed to be like that.
Somebody owned the Chiefs. We go to Florida and I get the money.
Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
Let me answer that. You know, that is an absolute crock of You know, you people in the news media, all of you, dwell on some negative piece of like that. And I don't know how Steve feels about it, but it just and you don't have to bleep one single word of this.
That it doesn't work for me. I gotta have more cowbell.
Hi, I'm Jim Harbaugh of the Indianapolis Colts, and I recommend that you wear a helmet while listening to the show.
Oh, yeah, get your helmet on, because we're going to be covering Monday Night Football, all the NFL action, MLS update, UFC, a lot more than that. Because it's Monday night on Tom Gulley's Unnecessary Sports Show. Hey, glad to have you, Dolores Colbert, Morty Vicker here. And others, I'm sure, will inhabit our chat room as the show goes on. Right now, in Los Angeles, LA Rams 10, Chicago 3, with about 9 minutes, 46 seconds left in the third quarter. How about that? Big weekend in the NFL. I'm going to see how well I did this week. I don't think it's going to be that great, to be honest with you. But we'll find out. We'll also recap Major League Soccer. I have no idea how I did there. And then we're going to cover the UFC, and then I'm going to cover all your top sports stories. Why don't we just see what else is happening in our chat room? Dolores Colbert said, did you like my ABC Wild World of Sports opener I sent you? I did like that. I liked it very much. Morty Vicker says, no raisins. No raisins. Celebrated Pele's birthday this weekend. It was pretty awesome. Arsenal lost. And then I had to punch myself in the face for about an hour. Slow Monday Night Football. Nothing since the middle of the second. Oh, you got that right. This game is duller than dirt. But I did pick the Rams, so I'm hoping the scoreline holds true. Except Nick Foles will probably rally. He's good at rallying. Why don't we just go through the NFL here real quick? We'll see how we did. I hope you guys had a good weekend. And everything was great. We got big stories coming out of the UFC. So we'll get to that too. I'm sure Morty Vicker and his contingent. Come on, man. You're not going to do this to me at the start of the Unnecessary Sports Show, are you? Yeah, apparently you are. Apparently that's going to happen right now. That's great. Thank you, you cruddy toy computer. Hate these toy computers, man. I just hate them. There we go. Hey, come on now. You did it for a second. Oh, there we go. NFL. Yes, we celebrated Pelé all over the world. I bet we did. I'll tell you what. Arsenal lost. How do you not mark Jamie Vardy in the 80th minute? I don't know how that happens. I do not know how that happens. But at any rate, let's go through Sunday's games. Of course, Eagles beat the Giants on Thursday night, but the Lions found a way to, help the Atlanta Falcons in their continuing effort to lose on the last play of the game. Just an absolute, just completely, all they had to do was not score the touchdown right at the end of the game, leave it on the 1-yard line, run the clock down, kick the field goal, and they win. That ain't the way it went down. They score the touchdown. They give the ball to Stafford. Stafford marches them down the field, and, there you are. Browns over the Bengals. Bengals up early. They were up early, but you knew that wasn't going to last. So Browns 37, Bengals 34. Steelers 27, Titans 24. So far, I picked every game right. Saints 27, Panthers 24. I picked that one. Bills 18, Jets 10. Picked that one. Cowboys, Washington. Yeah, I didn't. Did you see that hit on Dalton? And they say, the early word out is that that's not going to be a suspension. I don't understand that. And what I don't understand even further is why the Cowboys offensive line didn't start a fight with the dude that did that hit. I really don't. And neither did Mike McCarthy. It's like you guys didn't do anything. You just stood around like, well, yeah, you jobbed our quarterback. No big deal. We're just full of quarterbacks here in Dallas. They had to put DiNucci in the game. I don't know who he is either. And so anyway, Washington 25, Cowboys 3. Let's see here. Morty Vicker, OBJ. Yeah, he's out for the season. ACL. Also, fantasy has had a tough week for sure. Yeah, out cold. Concussion. Dolores Colbert says, yes, my Steelers, the only team that's undefeated. You got that right. Picked the Packers correctly, 25-20 over the Texans. Buccaneers, Raiders, did not pick that one correctly. Chiefs over the Broncos, I had that one. 49ers over the Patriots, I did not have that one. We'll have a story ongoing there in the Patriots camp that's kind of interesting. Chargers over the Jaguars, I had that one. And I did not have the Cardinals over the Seahawks. Seahawks kind of threw that one away. But that means you got my usual 4 games wrong. It's like every week, 4 games I get wrong. Is that bad? I think that's actually pretty good. Of all the games and you only miss 4 every week. I think maybe one week I miss 5. But it's usually 4. So far this season, 4 every week, and then the 1 week with 5. So I don't know how your picks are going. Mine, I'm not really too upset by that, to be honest with you. I'm, I guess you'd have to say really good at picking the games. If I do say so myself. Oh, no, I got to go back. This Major League Soccer thing is just... Come on now. What just happened there? Please. Come on. I said back one. Back one. That's a baby. 24th there. All right. Let's get to not if you play pick'ems. I don't know what that is, Morty. Not if you play pick'em. You got to pick before Thursday, though, Tom. I pick on Friday. I'm not changing my picks for some game I don't know anything about. All righty, let's start off in Major League Soccer. Inter Miami beat Orlando City. And I said that wasn't going to happen. There's one wrong. DC United over Atlanta United. I got that one right. New York Red Bulls, Chicago Fire tied 2-2. There's a push. Minnesota United over FC Cincinnati. I got that one right. NYCFC beating Montreal Impact. And I think I took Montreal in that one, so I didn't get that one right. Philadelphia Union over Toronto FC. I know I took the Union at home, so that was a 5-0. Houston Dynamo and Columbus Crew tied 1-1. Sporting KC over the Colorado Rapids. Well, I always pick against the Rapids, so I got that one right. RSL and FC Dallas 0-0. Worst game I've seen all this year. And Vancouver and San Jose. I took Vancouver at home. They won at home 2-0. And LAFC beating the LA Galaxy 2-0 at their home. And that means at Bank of California Stadium that I only missed 2 matches this week in Major League Soccer. That lick of the fingers works every time, Tom. No, I don't really pick the Thursday game. Sorry, I'm just not interested in the Thursday game. I don't count that one. I think I picked it a couple of times, but I don't really care about that game. I don't want to pick the Sunday games before Friday because of COVID this year. Who knows who's getting knocked out of the, you know what I mean? I just don't do it. So Thursday, it just doesn't exist. I don't know. By the by, I could miss 5 this week in the NFL if Chicago comes back to win. But let's hope that doesn't happen, shall we? Pick Thursday on Wednesday, then the rest on Friday. All right. What's Pick'ems? I don't even know what that is. I'm a sports guy, and I don't know what that is. I don't do any of the gambling, the betting, the points, the over-under. I don't do none of that. Let's see here. Why don't we just go visit the UFC? Because I did pick a bunch of those. And did you see the Cowboys defensive coordinator get Tabasco in his eye during the press conference? He scratches his eye and he had Tabasco on his finger. He had to stop the press conference. You believe that? You believe that nonsense? Come on now. Where's the UFC? They've got video of it. It's actually a little bit hilarious. So let me see here. Let's go to the MMA. Let's see if this will give me all the stuff I need here real quick. Alrighty here. UFC 254, of course, like all of them, Abu Dhabi. It's what you're doing, but picking all the games of the week. Keep score of the whole season, compete with friends. Oh, I would love to do that sometime. Next season, I guess. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up. The early prelims, Alvarez and Yakovlev. I'm pretty sure I picked Alvarez, and that's who won. Submission by armbar, 3 minutes of the first round. Ladies match. Ladies, Jojua or Yoyua, whichever. And Maverick. Maverick won by TKO. And I did pick Maverick because I recall saying, how can you pick against someone named Maverick? Draw between Jung and Alvi. Rachmanov beating Oliveira. Submission. Guillotine choke 440 of the first round. I don't even remember which one of those two I picked. Wood and Kenny. That was a unanimous decision, 3-rounder. I think I picked Kenny. Struve and Tuivasa. Tuivasa winning that TKO punches at 4:59 of the first round. So just 1 second away from getting out of that. And Kalev beating Kutalaba. That was also a TKO punches, 4:15 of the first round. Ladies match, Murphy and Shakarova. Murphy winning that. I know I picked her. Malkoon and Hawes. Hawes winning by punches 18 seconds into the first round. Volkov and Harris. That was Volkov, KO, TKO, kicks. Round 2, 1 minute, 15 seconds in. Whitaker and Cannonier. I'll just say that's his name. I don't know how to pronounce his name. That was a unanimous decision. I don't remember what I did on that one. I might have done Whitaker, but I don't know. I made a pick against Cannonier just because I didn't want to pronounce his name again. And then Habib against Gagne. There we go. And we all picked Habib. And the big story is that Habib has retired. Now, these guys retire quite frequently, but Daniel Cormier said, hey, this guy, he doesn't mess around. He's not joking. His mother doesn't want him to fight anymore. His father passed away recently, and so he's done. He's completely done. He also said that that triangle choke was done out of mercy. He had Gagne in an arm bar, and Habib told him that he had seen in press conferences Gagne saying he would never tap. And he knew that Gagne's family was in the audience, and he did not want to break his arm. He didn't want to severely injure him. So he got him in the triangle choke as a sign of mercy. He said, hey, if I do the arm bar, I'm going to break his arm because he's not going to tap. If I put him to sleep, he wakes up, everything's okay. I love Habib. I really do. I just think he's a tremendous sportsman. And I super like dudes that guy talks some trash and he just settles it in the ring or the octagon. Whitaker gets a maybe shot at Adesanya. McGregor says he is fighting Poirier on the 23rd of January. And there we go. But one of the greatest UFC fighters ever. Apparently done for good. And undefeated, by the way. Undefeated. Dolores says, can you believe Bruce Arians let AB sign? Yeah, because their receivers are all injured. And Tom Brady wants him. Apparently Brady was lobbying heavily for Antonio early on. And Arians said, forget it, he's a head case, whatever. Well, that all changes when you don't have any receivers and you're 6 weeks into the season. Morty Vickers says, I'll shoot you a vid proving and let me know what you think. I saw Habib didn't even make weight. Kind of a conspiracy going on. The drama now begins at the Buccaneers. Yeah, well. I like what... Who was it? Was it Tyler Schoenberg or somebody in the other show said... Buccaneers have signed another ass clown. That's funny. It's very funny. Oh, brother. All right, here we go. New England Patriots quarterback Cam Newton is approaching this week as if his job is in jeopardy after being pulled early in the fourth quarter of Sunday's 33-6 loss to the San Francisco 49ers. First thing I said to myself coming home was, you keep playing games like that, bro, and it's going to be a permanent change, Newton said Monday morning on Boston Sports Radio WEEI. Maybe you should have said something to yourself like, maybe I shouldn't wear all these goofy clothes after the game. Just a thought. Coach Bill Belichick said he took Newton out of the game with the Patriots trailing by 27 points to give second-year quarterback Jarrett Stidham more experience. Belichick also said he's absolutely sticking with Newton as his starter. So there you are. Newton finished 9 of 15, for 98 yards with 3 interceptions. Bill don't like that. And he said after the game he felt he was pressing too much, you think? He explained what unfolded with Belichick when he pulled him from the game, saying he wasn't surprised. So there you are. Asked whether he has experienced any COVID-19 related fog Apparently, a lot of people are experiencing that after COVID-19. Since his return to the team after missing a Week 4 loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, Newton said, "No, my goodness. I'm hearing a lot of what it could be. It's simple. I have to play better." Yeah, it ain't that simple. If it's that simple, you would have just played better. The SEC acknowledged today that it should have stopped play to review a fourth quarter kickoff during the Auburn-Ole Miss game Saturday that appeared to show Auburn's Sean Shivers make contact with the football. Ole Miss led by 1 with 5:43 left when a kickoff appeared to graze Shivers' finger before it went into the end zone, where the referee ruled a touchback and blew the play dead. Instead of the play resulting in a fumble, Auburn kept possession and went on to score the winning touchdown on the drive, dropping Ole Miss to 1-4. Ole Miss coach Lane Kiffin afterwards said that referees told him the play was briefly reviewed and upheld, and he later took to social media where he retweeted a post that called SEC officiating a disgrace. That'll cost him $25,000. According to a statement released Monday, Kiffin's fine was for his use of social media Saturday after the game made in violation of SEC bylaw 10.5. The SEC did acknowledge that further review of the play was warranted because the play was not appropriately stopped for further review. The necessary slow-motion view of the play was not viewed by the replay official to determine if the ruling on the field should have been reversed. After the game, Kiffin told reporters, "Someone said post-game it looked like his finger definitely removed whatever." On Monday, Kiffin said everybody in the country could see it hit him. I asked the side judge, "Why aren't they replaying it? Do I need to challenge it?" He said they've already looked at it. There's nothing there. I'm not allowed to say anything about the conversation, but I really wish that our fans and players could hear what I was told. There we go. He tweeted, SEC, replay blew it. And the SEC said in response, "Here's a $25,000 fine, Lane, for correctly pointing out that we blew it." Yeah, I never understand that stuff. When they're 100% right and they're not allowed to say anything. These officials, too much protection of officials, man. Dolores says, not impressed by Cam. Morty Vickers says, Bill has got to be so annoyed to be dealing with someone that thinks he's the star of the team. Everybody knows Bill is the brains behind the whole Brady era. Dolores Colbert says, right. Well, Bill just wants you to manage the offense. 3 and outs, much better than interceptions. So there you go. As was mentioned in our chat room just a few minutes ago, Odell Beckham Jr.'s season is officially over. Torn ACL in his left knee. He underwent MRI Monday morning, which confirmed the tear. He was injured on the Browns' second snap on Sunday while attempting to chase down a Bengals defender following a Baker Mayfield interception. So there you go. Let's get into some more NFL news real quick because the Jets, I'm going to have to learn how to pronounce the Jets coach's name better because he just keeps saying and doing the most stupid things. And again, if he was doing this in Carolina or Jacksonville, nobody would know about it. But New York, so it's the most important thing in the world, an 0-6 team or whatever they are. Officials should be fined over calls in the Steeler game. I was screaming at the TV. Morty Vickers says, just some accountability would be nice, wouldn't it? It sure would. Guess has backed Darnold. Coming off one of the worst statistical games of his career, New York Jets quarterback Sam Darnold received a pep talk and a vote of confidence from his head coach. Yeah. But other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you like the play? I just keep thinking he's 23. None of this can be easy. He's a professional quarterback. There's been a lot of them that are 23. That guy did so much good in college and won a lot of football games. That was college. Things haven't always gone as smoothly as everybody hopes when they get to the NFL. No fake, because you're his head coach. If he had a real head coach, things wouldn't be going so bad. Look at the kid in San Diego. Darnold, expected to make a big jump in his second year under gas, has shown signs of regression. Slump has fueled question about Darnold's future, with speculations the Jets might draft Clemson star Trevor Lawrence if they land the top pick. Why, so you can waste him? So he can absolutely be subjected to your incredibly awful offensive theories and inability to buy anybody that can block on the offensive line? You know? It's not fair to him. It's not fair to the team. Dude, you're 0-6. People aren't looking for ways to be fair to you. This is not a crucible to make things fair for him or for you. I'll tell you. Let's see here. Any other good stuff? No, I already told you about the hot sauce. He's right in the middle of explaining why his defense... You know, the Cowboys are on a pace to give up 555 points this season. And they've already given up 243, which I think is either the most or second most the Cowboys have ever given up. And it's week 6. All the best quarterbacks were 23 at one time. Good point, Morty Vicker. Let him sit out 3 games without pay. Something. It'd be nice if something happened. A little something. When nothing happens, it's just not good. Absolutely not good. Well, let's see if we got any Major League Baseball news. I'm sure the majority of it will be World Series, but there is another interesting story in Major League Baseball, which, you know, Kershaw lifts L.A. to edge of World Series title. Feels good. That's great. Attempted steal of home, 100% Margot's decision. Dodgers will be starting Gonsolin in Game 6 versus the Rays' Snell. Rosarena breaks Sandoval's playoffs hit record. And Kershaw set a record for postseason strikeouts. So there we go. This is the comical story of the night. I'll get to that in a second. Baseball story of the day. Morty Vicker says Sunday night game was ridiculous in yardage. Combined something like 1,000 yards or so, right? Yeah. And how'd you like to be that wide receiver with the holding call on that Seahawks touchdown in overtime, which would have won the game? When I first saw holding, I'm like, okay, one of the offensive linemen just wanted to give his quarterback, Russell Wilson, a little more time. Morty said, ouch, play wasn't even near it, too. Yeah, I mean, he was gone. Already had the first down. Yeah, it just... get this. The Texas Rangers are just a study in ineptitude. Texas Rangers plan to utilize Doug Mathis and Brendan Segura as co-pitching coaches in 2021, with Mathis directing from the dugout and Segura working out of the bullpen. The pair replaces Julio Rangel, whose contract wasn't renewed after 2 seasons on the job. Rangers pitchers combined for a 5.07 ERA the past 2 seasons, ranking 26th in the majors despite the success of veterans Lance Flynn and Mike Minor. Rangers announced the change today, saying that Mathis and Segura will split duties and responsibilities while trying to mold a young pitching staff. Mathis, 37, was Texas's bullpen coach last season. Hey, great job. On his first on the staff of third-year manager Chris Woodward. Oh, by the way, Chris Woodward, good job. 47-year-old Segura was set to be the pitching coach with Texas's AAA team in Nashville, but instead coached at the Cubs' alternate training site after the minor league season was canceled. This will be Segura's first major league coaching role after he worked in player development with the Cubs and the Marlins. Texas also announced that Bobby Wilson was named catching coordinator and will work with catchers at the major and minor league levels. The 37-year-old Wilson ended his 17-year playing career in 2019 and had planned to manage the Rangers AA affiliate in Frisco this season, the Frisco Rough Riders. He also worked at the alternate site before joining the major league staff near the end of the regular season. So we've got two guys to screw things up instead of just one. Dolores Colbert said, right, it was stupid. That was a messed up fifth quarter. Morty Vickers says, what? Like co-parenting? Both parents being alcoholics? Yeah, it's like just when you thought they couldn't do anything dumber, they do something dumber. They really do. Let me see something here. Tomorrow night, the Rays and Dodgers will get it on at 5 o'clock Pacific, 6, 7, 8 o'clock Eastern. Snell versus Gonsolin. And then, if needed, Wednesday night, that'll start at the same time. Starting pitchers not yet named. And I'll tell you something else. Money in Frisco, says Dolores. You bet there is. You bet there is. Although FC Dallas plays there, you got DFW with a huge Hispanic population, and they decide to put their stadium as far away from all the Hispanic population in Fort Worth and the mid-cities in Dallas, way up north in the lily-white, extra-rich suburbs of Frisco, Texas. Stupid move. That's why FC Dallas can't draw. There's nothing around there. It's not like a place downtown where before or after the game there's restaurants. You might go to the game and then check out a concert. There's nothing up there. That stadium is nice. It's really nice. But there's nothing around it. Nothing. There's not a Subway store around there. Morty Vickers says, just when I thought you couldn't be any dumber, and you totally redeem yourself. Exactly. I will say this. The Game 5 end of game, exciting though it was, I don't know that I've seen, since I used to watch the Cubs in the 70s, a game-losing play with arguably 3 errors in one play. The ball to the outfield isn't fielded cleanly. It's booted. But then a good throw to Muncy in the middle of the diamond. But then I would almost give him an error for that throw to the catcher because it was on the wrong side of the plate. And then the catcher, dude, the name of your position is catcher. You might want to let the ball hit your mitt before attempting the swipe tag. It was like, I've seen Little League teams, carry that off. Certainly minor leaguers. Each one of those things that was done was not even remotely close to major league quality. Frisco, all suburbs. Yeah, that's where the wealthy live. There's no question about that. That's where they hold the Dallas Cup. That's where Liverpool and Man United and, tons of foreign teams send their youth teams. It's a huge youth tournament. So you get kind of a prequel of what those teams are going to be like in a couple of years. And I did it for 2 years in a row for Time Warner Sports and on television. And I'll tell you, there was nothing around there. Nothing. Morty Vickers says 2 errors for sure. Pitcher should have backed up home plate, though, too. Plus, he tripped rounding third, had him dead to rights. There were 3 errors for sure. Everybody's getting on the pitcher, and I get it that he should have been backing up the play. But the way the ball caromed off the catcher's mitt, there wasn't going to be any play made if he was directly behind the catcher. He wasn't going to get that ball. And if he had, run would have already scored. I've heard the pitcher taking a lot of heat, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I think the lack of ability to field the easy play in the outfield, the terrible throw to the plate, and then not waiting for the ball. I mean, got to have the ball, dude. 2 recorded though, right? I don't know. I didn't even look into it. I was just like, yeah, that was a mess. And I didn't, it's like, hey, somebody else can rearrange the deck chairs on that Titanic. They can write it down however they want. That was just ridiculously bad play when you needed at least one of those guys to be clutch. The mess doesn't start if the ball's fielded cleanly. A good throw to home probably results in a catch. And then a good catch, you're at least in the ballpark. You're in the game. Your hand's in play on making the tag. So, but you know what? Water under the bridge. The Dodgers came back and won the next game. So he thought he was out too. He started to run back and saw the ball went through. Pitcher could have held him to third. I don't know, man. I don't know. By the time the ball hit that mitt, it was over. At the top of the mitt and went. If he'd have been back there, there'd have been no. Muncy could have held him. Muncy had the ball. I coached my 8 and under team to back up the plate. Yeah, well, again, field the ball cleanly, throw the ball to the plate properly. There's no backup, schmack up. That guy was in. After that ball, let's pretend the pitcher had backed it up. He's not getting the ball. He's just not. It didn't go underneath him. It didn't go past him. It went off to the side. And boom. The guy's, the guy was there. Yeah, it was bizarre from any angle. But, Muncy, I think, had the best chance of holding him up. But I think he was well down the line when Muncy got the ball. I'd have to review it, but it's like, sometimes somebody will ask me to fix their computer when they're having a problem, and I'll fix it, and they'll go, what was wrong with it? And I'll go, why do I care about what was wrong with it? It's fixed. If you want to sift through the debris, fine, but I fixed it. It's like, it's over. I'm done now. Dolores says they already don't capitalize on their number of hits to scores. That's for sure. Muncy shortchanged the play. Yeah, every there's plenty of blame to go around. It's just and hey, congratulations to the Rays. They were opportunistic and did what they were supposed to do. So maybe it'll make for a more exciting series. I don't know. Obviously, I want the Dodgers to win. But that doesn't mean they're gonna. And we got a Game 6 tomorrow night. We'll see if the Rays can come back. The Dodgers will be the home team for the last 2 games, which obviously doesn't mean much in terms of fan support. Although I understand the Dodger fans have kind of taken over Globe Life Field. But the big point there is they get last bats. Both of those last 2 games. So anyway, anybody else got any other sports they want me to track down? Arsenal lost 1-0 to Leicester City. The only guy you have to super worry about on Leicester City is Jamie Vardy. He scores in the 80th minute. I would just about put 2 dudes on him after the 70th. I'd be like, hey, man, none of these other guys are world beaters. This dude is. Jamie Vardy's incredible. I wish Arsenal had him. He's just a goal-scoring fiend. But you know what? Last year they'd have lost that one 3-0. So Rays have been a solid team as a whole. Dodgers' year is in their hands, and they're only going to blame themselves. You know, really the pitching was great last night. It's remarkable to me that so many solo homers are being hit. But both teams with great pitching. Nothing wrong with the pitching. The Rays actually had the best pitching staff in baseball this past year, and who knows what'll happen tomorrow. I think if there's a Game 7 and I'm Dave Roberts, I'm throwing Walker Buehler out there again. That dude's stuff was incredible the last time he pitched. Morty Vickers says sidearm pitching is on point. Yes, it is. Hey, and by the way, some very, very good umpiring, but as a whole in this series. I've been very impressed by that as well, particularly balls and strikes. They really have got that down. So we'll see what happens. I'm enjoying the World Series. I think it's a great one. It was the greatest I've ever seen. No, I saw the Reds and the Red Sox back in '75. So, but it's been a nice World Series. Even last night's game was close and competitive all the way through. So, some good baseball. At any rate, let's see. Tonight, I better update that Monday Night Football score real quickly. You guys are probably watching it. Just keep hosing me. Yeah, go on. Just keep hosing me, man. I'll tell you what. For 10 cents, I'd throw this in the river. I would. I so would. I tell you what, I just hate these toy computers. No one's ever going to convince me that these things are worth a darn. Ever. As long as I live. All right, we got Rams 24, Bears 3, 12:45 left in the fourth quarter. Looks like I might just get out of this week with just 4 losses. What do you say about that? At any rate, that's going to do it for tonight's edition of Tom Gulley's Unnecessary Sports Show. As always, we really appreciate, we meaning I, you guys showing up and keeping me company and all your great comments in the chat room. Morty Vicker, as always, you're awesome. Let's see, Morty Vicker says, we need a squirrel or two to go out and give us some comedy fodder to talk about. We aren't getting any streakers now. Yeah, I missed that about the World Series. Where are the streakers? Dolores Colbert, of course, here with us as well. We appreciate that. We got to do something to boost this room up. We got to get this shack shaking. But until that happens, we'll just keep doing the old sports show. And hope you guys have had a good night. And we hope that no matter what happens tonight, that you have a good night and good sports. And we will see you tomorrow.